Yo, how y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you guys doing good. I hope you guys doing great. Um, yeah. So I don't know. That was okay. That was I did well. You guys probably saw the comment. That was an interesting comment, actually. I don't know what to say about that. It's kind of weird. It's a weird. It's a weird. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It's understandable though. It's understandable, though. But 'cause I thought it was just me. But I do have like I do like I don't have a problem with JD. I don't have a problem with JS Garrett. Um, I don't have a problem. I don't even have a problem with Behemoth. You know, uh, I think they have a good. I think Behemoth X has a good platform. I think he has a good platform. I think he's doing pretty good. Um, you know, JS Garrett. I know JS Garrett from books. Um, Shepard too. I know Shepard from books. JD recently known about him from Yeko Edding's channel. Don't really have a problem with him. Um, you know, it might seem like I do sometimes, but I really don't. And I don't do that on purpose. I just have sometimes I talk too much or talk too fast. Um, but no, I don't really have a problem with these guys. But I will say that I did see some weird shit happen from time to time. Which is not which I cannot explain. Which I don't have a I don't have an explanation for these things because I think it'd be like I don't. There's not a lot of us that practice black magic and that have a platform. Most demonologists or Satanists are people that paint. They just paint all day and they stay in their house and they don't like mix with other people and they don't talk to other people. They just paint all day. Um, which is fine. I mean, it's a respectable value. Painting is very healing. Um, I'm a little bit more. It's not. I guess people might think that the reason why I have a channel is because I want to be seen or heard and shit. Uh, Not really. That's not really why I have a channel. I have a channel because the Illuminati won't stop bothering me. That's how this channel started. This channel started because the channel started. This channel started because it came to my like I come from the line of targeted individuals. I don't consider myself a targeted individual because that's a negative it has a negative connotation. I feel like it's a pejorative term that strictly restricts your power into victimization mentality, and it puts you in a vicious circle of instead of doing something about it, you're not going to do something about it. And there's some people that do something about it, but they take judicial ways to go about it. But the thing is, like, judicial ways to go about it can you get you so far, especially if they're in the police too. Like the Illuminati's in the police, the Illuminati's everywhere. The Illuminatis are gangsters, police officers, nurses, lawyers, judges. Like they're everywhere. There's not a place on earth that they will not find you. Like so, and it does work. The judicial way does work too, also. But I guess well. I was always a witch, right? And I'm not saying like the thing. What I'm trying to say is, I feel like because at the end of the day, the targeted individual thing started out on it. It has a occult meaning to it. Of course, there's other reasons why somebody might be a targeted individual. There are some different reasons. Like you could have maybe you did something about like sex trafficking, or you whistleblowed somebody, right? Like you said something, your boss, like the boss of your company, you said you saw that they wasn't working right, and then you said something. And the thing about the Illuminati, they're very petty. So it doesn't even have to be like you went on YouTube or you went to the police. Just saying it, right? Like you did your shit like man to man, right? Like you told to your boss like this isn't right, and that could have been enough for you to be targeted. So and so it depends on the person, and it does have. We're talking about the Illuminati here, so it does have an occult. There's a occult vision, and they use occult tactics. They use occult tactics to attack you, right? So, and I'm pretty sure by now all the people that consider themselves targeted individual have noticed that this has a spiritual and occult essence behind it. So me as a witch, as a natural born witch, like of course I'm gonna use magic to stick my foot up your ass. But the other thing is, the other reason that I have for being here, for saying the things that I say on my videos, is because I also believe it. Well, it's more than just a belief, but I can't really say where that belief comes from. But there's also I'll just say that I've discovered this notion through Apocalyptic Optimath, just so I don't put something that's alleged over somebody's head. But as an Apocalyptic Optimath, I've figured out that, well, okay, back to what I was saying. The number one reason is, well, the thing that that came to my attention is that when you are a targeted individual, there's a notion that you have to air them out, or else it doesn't stop. Right? Like if you don't say anything, they're gonna keep attacking you. But if you say something, they stop attacking you. So it's kind of weird, and it's this petty. It's that petty. It's very childish. It's very childish shit, because it's really that simple. Like it's not even like it actually is that simple. I'm not even kidding. Like I've done it many times, and it's like there's many times where I was like, okay, I don't need to say shit no more. I'm done, and then I get attacked. I get like all kinds of weird stuff happening, and then I start speaking out again, and then it like all of a sudden they're like, oh, blah 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 blah, and then you stop, and then they start again, and then you start, and then it's like like it's like a high school bully, but you don't let yourself get bullied. Like you're like the cool kid that doesn't let himself get bullied. So the bully's still gonna try to bully you because he's a bully, but you're like more the type to like stand up to him, so he doesn't bully you as much as he bullies other people. So anyway, it's kind of some shit like this, kind of weird shit like that. Anyway, it's pretty fucking weird. These guys are fucking bizarre, man. But anyway, so that's the number one thing. That's what came to my attention. And that's the reason why I have this channel, yes, it was to help. I did see back in 2015, there was so many people that was suffering by all these spiritual attacks. I decided to do something about it. I decided to make weapons and give weapons out to people, which I did. And, and it died. I feel like I did a good job. I feel like I did a very good job because it did die down. I don't see if a person believes that he's targeted and doesn't use any of my techniques or doesn't listen to me, and he's still like, that's your business. I mean, of course, they're still gonna try and attack you, but it dies down a lot, and it makes you stronger. I'm not saying I have the key to whatever the fuck is going on, but I have a very big chunk of it, right? So, so that's the number one thing that came to my attention. And the second thing I feel like that came to my attention that I discovered, I feel like targeted individuals are targeted because I feel like, and I can be wrong, and I'm willing to accept if I'm wrong. I don't believe that I'm wrong about this. I believe that that's just pure facts, but I could be wrong about this. But I believe that targeted individuals are supposed to be witches. And that's why they're being attacked. They're being attacked. They're being pushed to become witches, and there's two sides of that coin, because there's a school of thought in the targeted individual community that believes what I said, but in a negative way, as of these guys attack you with magical spirits to force you to attack them back with magical spirits so that you lose yourself in your Christianity. That's one of the main threads in targeted individuals when we're talking about magic. I don't believe that that's the case. Well, it could be. It could be the case, because you can get lost in magic. It's very possible to get lost in magic, and it's very possible to get lost in different types of magic too. So, yeah, it could have a little bit something with that, but if you have a good mentor, or you have you have found a good coven, I severely doubt that that's gonna happen to you. You'll practice magic for you'll be able to practice magic for eons with no hindrance, more or less. So I don't really believe that that's true. But I understand the sentiment, though, and I'm more in the school of thought of, an eye for an eye. Like you fuck me up, I fuck you up. Like that's how I see it. That's how I see it. So this is the reason why, I mean, like, those people that undertake judicial ways of doing it, fine, but to me it feels like he got off too easily, because like, this person's been haunting you and stalking you for years, like, and all he gets is a fine and a slap on the wrist, and don't do that again. And then let's mess him up. Let's mess him up real good. Let's fuck this nigga up. Let's fuck him up, bro. So that's my school of thought. But I'm also a seasoned witch too. So and I enjoy damaging these people. I enjoy it quite a lot. I'm damn near a bully at this point. I feel like a bully, because a lot of people, they have a lot of familiars, and the common masses don't want to ruffle any feathers, and they don't want to ruffle any feathers because it might cause trouble. So you might have power, and you might be powerful, but at the end of the day, people don't really want to ruffle feathers. They want their peace of mind and shit. So they're not going to be with you. They're not going to, it doesn't, like, like that. I mean, shit, man. I'm sorry, dog. But that's, from this channel, that's what I feel it on this channel, too. I feel the same way on this channel, too. Because I mess up people on a consistent basis. And it feels like, it feels like, people are kind of like, I don't feel like people don't like me on YouTube. People don't like me on YouTube. And it's not like I'm the only one that mess up people on YouTube. There's a bunch of other people that boast about messing up people, breaking legs and shit like that, all kinds of shit. And it's fine when they say it, but it's not fine when I say it. So I don't know. And I feel like the thing is, like, that's the thing too. What I've noticed is the people that do talk about that, they attack regular people. Me, I attack mostly Illuminati people. Like, I don't attack regular people, I attack Illuminati people. So it feels like people are like, when it comes to the Illuminati, they don't want no smoke. You know what I mean? They don't want that trouble. They don't want that smoke, so they don't want to get involved with that shit. So they don't get involved with me or people that are like me. Even though we're kind of having fun breaking these niggas in half, but because I could do way more. I could do way worse. This could be way worse than it is. But the thing is, it can't be worse than it is if I don't have the people's support. If I don't have the people's support, I'm not gonna break up, a bunch of Illuminati legs, and I have zero support, because at the end of the day, I might be hard to get, but at the end of the day, one of those days, it's gonna be my legs that they're gonna break. Like it's gonna be my leg they're gonna break, because I don't have any fucking support. I don't have any fucking backup. But it could be way worse. This is nothing. This is a fraction of how bad it could actually be, dude. Like, so. And so we tend not to get too involved, and we tend to do things whenever we can or whenever we should, because at the end of the day, we're doing it at the goodness of our heart, because it's not really what the people want, more or less at the goodness of our heart, but because it's not really what the people want. The people don't want trouble. It's not that they like the Illuminati per se. It's just the Illuminati can cause trouble. You gotta understand that, like, they're your bosses. Like, they're your bosses. They might be your family. Even they might be your family, your bosses, your everything. So it's a very delicate subject. It's a very delicate matter. But there are a lot of people that don't like the Illuminati. There's a lot of people that don't like what the Illuminati does. But there's a lot of barriers and there's a lot of blockages, and not like, I'm a person that understand things on a secular fashion. Like, to me, everything is relative, right? But not everybody thinks like that. A magic person is not gonna see violence as a tool. A person that uses violence is not gonna see magic as a tool. A person that uses intellect is not going to see subjective conspiracies as a tool. A person that uses conspiracy is not going to use intellect as a tool. So everybody is polar opposite of each other, and nobody understands that everything should be used properly and accordingly. Instead, where the good guys are headbutting other good guys. Because the good guys feel like one good guy from one polar opposite feel like the other guy is not doing it the right way. So the magic guy is like the violence guy is not doing the right thing. The violence guy is like the magic guy is not doing the right thing. The intellect guy is like the conspiracy guy is not doing the right thing. The conspiracy guy looks at the intellect guy and he's like, he's not doing the right thing. Like, so everybody is like, they're like really into their own style of fighting. And it's like a fucking Shaolin fucking ancient China fucking movie where all the fucking Shaolin temples like, you think you can defeat my style? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it's looking like right now, bro. That's what we're doing right now, man. That's what we're doing. I don't have a style that I particularly think is better than the other one. I'm a jack of all trades and master of none. So it is what it is. I think everything has a use, a purpose, and should be used in the correct time and manner that it should be used. And I do not throw away or ridicule any of these kung fu styles. I think all the kung fu styles have something to show you and something that can be used, right? So, anyways, where am I going with all this? So I feel like people watch my channel and they're kind of like hesitant and shit, and so they don't. That's not what they learn. It's not what you learn. People that believe in magic think that magic might be negative. Other people don't believe in magic at all. And then there's the people that are spiritual, and they're on autopilot. And I have to say, I'm the autopilot people, or if I have to disagree with a label, it would have to be the autopilot people. I don't agree with autopilot people, like the people that are, because if you're a spiritual person, that means you're on autopilot, because you don't have a style, you don't have a practice, a discipline, or a style, so you're on autopilot. Whatever happens, happens. You're like Jack Sparrowing through things, right? And I don't like that, because these guys ain't playing. There's kids. They're trafficking kids. They're hurting kids. They're making snuff movies. They're hurting women. They're trafficking women. They're hurting women. And it's not a fucking joke, like it's not, these guys are not playing. I joke around all the time. That's not what I'm saying. But at the same time, it's not a joke. I joke around all the time because I fight all the time. So I have to joke around sometimes, so, but it's not. So that's what I don't like about autopilot people, because autopilot people, it's like they don't understand. Like, you have power, but you need to understand, like, you need to use that fucking power, man. Like, you need to learn how to actually control it. Like, you need to be aware that you can control it, and whatever you saw happen in your life, it can happen again, but on purpose. Right? So, in the spiritual sector, the spiritual people, they're on autopilot. They don't have a practice. They don't have a nothing. And they just when it happens, it happens, and they don't understand how it happens. They believe it's because of their magnetic field, whatever the fuck, or God. The God in their magnetic field just created something out of nowhere. Whatever, man. Like, and I'm not saying it's not. It's not necessarily the case, but at the same time, I mean, like, what if you didn't need God? Pardon me for saying. What if, but hold up here, listen to me. Give me a second. What if the miracle that you perceived was actually, you were actually capable of reproducing it more than once, right? Wouldn't that be more helpful than just waiting until something bad happens? Like, wouldn't that be more useful than to wait until something bad happens, and then it happens, and then something weird happens and shit? I mean, and so I don't, that's the style that I disagree with. If I have to disagree with somebody, if I have to join into the pointing finger game, that's where I would point the finger. I'd be like, spiritual people are very autopilot-y, like, they're on autopilot, and And you can't blame any of the, like, because I know you the guys are probably thinking about, oh, well, what about like laws of attraction? Laws of attraction are the first people that are gonna tell you to not be on autopilot. As a matter of fact, when you're on autopilot, that's when bad shit happens. Bad shit happens when you're on autopilot. You got to keep your hands on the steering wheel. You have to drive the focus yourself. Of course, when we're talking about magic, that's a different kind of focus, but it's relatively the same. It's relatively the same. So, and the reason why bad thing happens when you're on autopilot is because it's the pre-programmed, the pre-recorded series of events that are continuously going on a loop in your subconscious that happens over and over. So that's why if you're on autopilot, that tape is going to start playing. But the thing is, you're not a recorder. You're not a camcorder. You're a creator. So you're not supposed to have the tape is there when your brain is idled. When you're not thinking about anything, that's when the tape starts playing, because something needs to happen. Your brain, your subconscious needs to focus on something, and your subconscious, not that your subconscious is forcing itself to think about something, it doesn't have to, but whatever is in the ocean of your soul, in the ocean of your spirit, in the ocean of your memories, in the ocean of your mind, of your emotions, and your mind and spirit and soul, well, those things are going to surface because you're not focusing on something. So in laws of attraction, they're the first guys to say that you shouldn't be on autopilot. So that's why I have a problem with the spiritual type people, because they're on autopilot. They're on autopilot, and they could use their power to help. And that's why I make these videos, to give them tools, because some people might just be scared too. Some people might just be scared. They don't want to get involved in stuff and blah blah blah. And it's hard to do. And I wouldn't suggest getting into magic by yourself. I think that's a stupid idea. I think it's dangerous. I think it's a stupid idea. I think it's dangerous. I think that you might severely hurt yourself if you get into magic by yourself. I do think you should study and you should be careful. And the reason why I'm saying that is not because I don't think, because I've said before that you should get into magic, but I'm starting to notice things. Sometimes I talk like I underestimate humans a lot, but I actually overestimate them sometimes, a lot even. And the reason why I'm like, you should get into magic, you should find something to get into, is because in my head, I believe that people can read something and have enough discernment to know if it's bullshit or not, or to know if they should practice this at that particular time in their life or not, right? Because magic is kind of complicated. There's certain magic that you shouldn't practice in certain periods in your life, right? There's spells that you shouldn't do at certain periods in your life, right? There's certain things, so and it's not that you can't do it by yourself, but if you don't have enough discernment, if you don't have patience, if you don't have discipline, if you have a low attention span, right, then don't do it, because you're definitely going to hurt yourself, and then you're gonna go back to church. No pun intended, no offense meant. You're gonna go back to church because you're gonna think that a demon is attacking you and all kinds of shit. And you're gonna stop defending yourself, and then the demons are gonna come back. They're gonna start fucking with you again. Then you're gonna have to read the Bible and get on your knees and pray every fucking night, and all kinds of shit, which we are not trying to do. No pun intended, no offense meant. So So that's the reason why I make these videos. It's not to be like yeah, it's not to be like, oh, look at me, look at me. No, it's because I have to. It's because I have to. I don't want to. I really don't want to. I'm a very callous person. I'm a very hurt and callous person. I don't want to help you. I really don't want to help you. Like, but I have to. But I really don't want to. And it's not like, and I enjoy it. I like to see them squirm. I like to see him scramble, like Puff Daddy says. I like to see him squirm and scramble, scrambling around and creating and try to negate my extremely powerful power by making Drake wanking off in the fucking airplane and stuff like that. I mean, it's annoying because it's a double-edged sword, because it lets me know how powerful the vibration is, and I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, that's actually bad, because that means they're blocking the information from getting to the people that it's supposed to go to, which is mostly everybody. It's very interesting. Or Terrence Howard that peeps out and try to remove the attention. It's all on purpose. You know. So yeah, man, about Balg and stuff. I'm not trying to talk about Balg and stuff, but I've noticed some weird shit. And they do talk about these things, and I think that's good. But I don't think they have the same kind of power that I have. No offense, no offense meant. And that's probably the reason why they don't notice what I notice. Because everybody, like, let's say people that are in the targeted, if you really are a targeted individual, like, you're gonna notice these things. These things will happen to you, because that's what happens to darkness. That's what happens to, yes, Lucifer is the original targeted individual. Even though he handles it with more brio than everybody else, but he's the original targeted individual. So the effect of being a targeted individual, you're gonna see some shit. You're gonna see shit, and yes, like, commercials, TV commercials are talking to you. Like, you're not fucking crazy. They're talking about you. Like, TV commercials are talking about you, and you're not fucking crazy. In some cases, it depends. It really depends. Like me, it happens to me because I'm a high value target, right? Like, I'm a very high value target. So yeah, there's TV shows that the jokes are directed towards me specifically, and they know I'm gonna watch it, or they do it anyway, because in their heads they're like, well, one of these days he's gonna see it. And then sometimes you can't be too crazy, because at the end of the day, people have intuition and they study philosophy and humanities. So there are some things that might be on the nose, but it might actually be a coincidence. And if you're not too unstable, you can make the difference. If you're not too fucked up about all of this, you'll see the difference. You'll notice the difference between a clever, intellectual, intuition-based criticism or view on not you per se, but humans, a specific archetype of human, and that does create good jokes and insight. But sometimes no, sometimes it's directed towards you. You know? Sometimes it is. It's directed towards you, dude. And it depends on the level that you are too. There's certain individuals that they don't have the TV attacks. They don't have the actor attacks. That's when you're. It sounds like I'm being a jackass here, but it sounds like I'm being an ass. But I'm being real. Like that's just it. It is how it works. Like because the more powerful you are spiritually, okay. So I'm gonna try and explain this in a way that won't make me sound like an asshole. Let's put it like this. Okay, so you're a witch. Okay, and so you're fighting. So now you're in a grudge match against other witches, right? And you both practice. Well, okay, let's say like you know all the magic and they also know all the magic. So this is like you're canceling each other out at this point, right? So what had happened was these guys know all your moves and you know all their moves, right? But the thing is, the game is not over yet. The grudge match is not over. The thing is, you're still capable of amassing more power, right? So that's what you do, as a man should, as a woman should, as a man should, right? So you're amassing more power because you're trying to fight this guy. And as you amass power, they come to the realization that, oh shit, he's amassing power. So now they're like, okay, so what do we do? So they come to the realize. I'm not saying that's what they do. I'm trying to explain the power, spiritual power level thing. So you're amassing power and they're like, oh shit, he's amassing power. So what do we do? So they think about, we need to block it. Because we can't get as much power as he has. So what we're going to do is we're going to block the power. Instead of trying to fight the power, we're just going to block it. Right? We're not going to wait until he attacks us. We're going to block it right off. We're going to chop his leg off. Chop down the tree. Right? So, but you're amassing power. You're amassing power. They're trying to block it. You're amassing power. So, you're throwing out your spells. You're throwing out your vibration. You're throwing out your vibrational, your magnetic field. You're using your magnetic field like Magneto. But you're stronger than Magneto because when you throw a magnetic field, you can change reality as a whole, right? Something Magneto can't do. So you're Magnetoing the shit out of these guys. But the thing is, those things might work, i.e., let's say whistleblowing and things of that matter, right? So, i.e., those things are working. Your magnetic fields are being thrown at these guys. You're throwing fireballs like you're fucking Goku and Dragon Ball, right? But the thing is, they might get the hit. But the important thing to do here, because they want the power, right? They want to remain in power and they want the power, right? So even if they get hit, the point is not them getting hit. The point at this point is like taking the hit, but making sure everybody else thinks that there's no hit being taken. That's the trick. So what's happening is your vibratory work that you do, right? Like I say, you're targeted individual in certain, there's levels to that shit too. There's level to that shit too, and in a sense that if you're throwing something back at them, if you're mirroring something back at them, if you're using mirrors and lemons, if you're using mirrors and lemons at them, right? My favorite type of magic. they're gonna take the hit. They're gonna take the hit, and sometimes they're gonna completely block it off, right? And the way they do that is by creating events or making fun of you or try to make you look crazy, because they're doing the same magic, the magic that you're using, and then people tell you you're crazy for using it. They're using the same magic against you. You know, which is very fucked up. It's very fucked up shit, bro. So yeah, there's levels to this shit. I know it sounds like I'm being an asshole, but like I'm being an asshole, but because you're not aware. Because at the end of the day, there's like 10, 20, or 200 of us that shit is happening to us. And it's not fun. You know, it's not a great time. It's not a great time. And I'm not just talking, when I'm talking about me, but I'm talking about those 200, 1,000, 2,000 people to whom that shit happens to on that level. And it's pretty frustrating. It's pretty frustrating because you are growing in spiritual strength. And dare I say, like, if God existed, if God was a thing and he wasn't canceled, pardon me for saying, you know, pardon the pun, pardon me for saying, you'll thank me later. But if God wasn't canceled, you know, like, it would be like, let's say God was an actual loving God. That would be the kind of thing that he would be interested in. People growing in their bettering themselves, and they're growing inside and out. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Becoming more spiritual is not a bad thing. It's not a sin. And it's not your fault that you understand how the heavens work. So, like, if you can't, because that's certain, because it feels like, to me, it feels like religion sometimes tend to look down on people that are more spiritual. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you have access to, let's say, the Akashic records, right? You have access to all the knowledge in the universe. How is that a bad thing? I mean, you worked hard to be able to do that. I mean, like, you did some work in order, you improved yourself to be able to do that. So how can that be a bad thing? How can that be a bad thing? It can't. It's not. It really isn't. And it feels like sometimes religion looks down on people that are more of a spiritual aspect, especially when they talk about other gods and things like that, where they feel like that's like damning. It's damning to talk about other, but it's not my fault. The guy exists. He's my fucking neighbor. Like Thor is my neighbor. How, like, so you want me to just walk past him every day, never say hello, don't shake his hand, nothing. Just savage, cold shoulder, the coldest shoulder in the universe of cold shoulders. That to me isn't right. Because he didn't do nothing to you. He didn't do nothing to you. As a matter of fact, he might be even helpful from time to time. So that's why I'm kind of like, that's why I'm kind of like, religion looks down on us. It looks down on us, you know, because it's like, oh, well, you know, well, oh, that's damning. There's the entities, they're dealing with entities that you're not supposed to. Whoa. These guys are there for a reason. I mean, like, they're there, you know, like, shit happens. That's called life. Hey, what's the difference between talking? You talk to somebody, you walk down the street, you talk to somebody. This guy murdered and made fucking chicken souffle with 10 babies last night. You just shook his hand, had a great time, everything was fine. What's the fucking difference? Because if I go by the same principle that you're talking about, I shouldn't talk to humans either. Because humans are way worse than gods. Humans are capable of great cruelty and severe savageness compared to a god that can't even touch me unless I give him the permission to touch me. So in my head, my focus should be more on that realm, that plane of existence, because that plane of existence seems a little bit more accommodating than these people that you put me here with to congregate about you with. They're way worse. They're way more savage, way more cruel, way more mean, way more evil, depending on who you're talking about. Pardon me for saying once again, no offense meant, but it is what it is. And that's also the reason why a lot of targeted individuals do not get into any sort of magical practice and end up just doing their how do I say that again, their Jack Sparrow thing, right? They're Jack Sparrowing everywhere because they're with God. So God, they're not gonna go against what God says. So they're like Jack Sparrow. But the thing is, like me, I'm not the only one right now. I'm the only one that can do what I do. But it's by choice. Because I made like over 1,000 videos explaining all of these things that are 1 hour, 2 hours. Not 15 minutes, not 20 minutes. It's my YouTube channel is worse than university. I'm a whole university, bro. I'm an entire university, my nigga. 1,000 videos. I have more than 1,000 videos that are 1 hour, 2 hours even. Sometimes a little bit more. So at this point, it's not that I'm the greatest of all time. It's just people don't feel like doing that shit. Or they don't want to offend God. But the problem is, God ain't going to help you. That's what the problem is. The problem me for saying once again, but the problem is, God ain't going to help you. He's going to do shit. He's gonna leave you in your shit, and he's gonna be like, when you gonna ask him for help, he might give you a little pacifier from here and there. But apart from that, he ain't gonna do a goddamn fucking thing. These guys can attack you for years, 20 years. There's people that were targeting individual for 10, 5, 10, and 20, 25, 30, 45 years. This shit never stopped until they kill themselves. It never fucking stops. And God didn't do shit for none of these guys. There were 144,000s too, apparently. Allegedly, if you listen to whatever everybody else is saying. There was a dude that looked exactly like me. A black guy from 2018, I think. 2017, 2018. He was a lawyer. Very good guy. He looked exactly like me, man. He was a great guy. He was a lawyer. He did pro bono work. So he used to help people for free. He used to take on people's cases for free, not even for money. They fucking attacked this guy so much, he ended up taking a shotgun going to a place, I don't remember where, blew everybody's brains out, and then blew himself up. And it happened a couple times, especially in between 2013 and 2017. It happened a couple of times. There was a whole thing of people saying they were targeted, and they were targeted by the government, and they went out with a gun or a shotgun and killed a bunch of people and killed themselves after because they were pissed off. God didn't do shit for these guys. And God didn't do shit for me either. As a matter of fact, like I always say, things got better when I stopped praying. It's when I rejected God that things got better. And it does look cliche. And it does look cliche. It does look cliche, and it does look sus. As of, oh, well, you know, the demons and witches, that's what. No, that ain't it. That ain't it. Things just got better. And it got better because I understand what's going on. And you can't keep somebody in the dark forever. You can't keep somebody in the dark. Maybe everybody else that's not targeted, but a targeted individual, he won't stay in the dark forever. Like, if he has the mental tenacity to take the full brunt of the force of that shit that they call targeted individual stuff, like, you're not gonna keep him. He's gonna figure it out at some point. Some people are new to this. Some people are faking too. There's some people that are faking too. Like, it's like gaslighting. Gaslighting comes from targeted individuals. People use gaslighting all the time as a word to explain. There's a lot of things right now. Ghosting is related. That comes from targeted individuals. Ghosting comes from targeted individuals. Gaslighting comes from targeted individuals. Those are techniques and things that these guys used to do to us. And now they made it popular. Or somebody made it popular. I don't know who. It caught on. I'm not saying these words didn't exist before. I'm saying the reason why it's popular today, as of right now, like, it's an issue, like narcissism. There's a lot of videos about narcissism and gaslighting and ghosting. That comes from targeted individualism. Stalkers come from targeted individual shit. And there's a lot of fake people, and they're acting like they're being gang stalked and shit like that and blah, blah, blah. And they probably are. But it's not because they're targeted individuals. It's because, like, they did something, or they had like a bad ex-boyfriend or a bad ex-girlfriend, and she's fucking crazy, and she decided to follow the person everywhere and shit. You know, that fucking happens. Or people are just fucking crazy, and they're easily influenced by things. So they hear this notion of gang stalking, and now, like, let's say a group of teenage kids, right? Like, teenagers can be very fucking stupid sometimes. So, like, a group of teenage kids hear about this thing called gang stalking, and they start gang stalking somebody because they think it's cool. But the thing that they don't know is that shit comes from somewhere very dark. So anyway, thing about Balg.com, I don't know what's going on over there. Sometimes they're cool and sometimes they're weird. And that's what my point is. My point is, there's not a lot of us that have a voice that can talk about these things, that can talk about becoming a living God. I mean, like, personally, I like Abraham Hicks and I like Till Swan. I think they're doing a good job. They might be Illuminati, But at least they're telling the truth. Because it's the truth. What they're saying is true. Maybe not all the time, but most of the time. And sure, maybe they're making a little bit of money off of it. And yeah, it could be money that you could be making instead. Sure, I completely agree. But at the end of the day, you're stuck in a battle. They're not. You know, like you're stuck in the battle and they're not, bro. Like it is what it is. And I like channels that pick up where other people left off. And I feel like JD was picking off where some of us was leaving off. You know, just like Ieko Edding. I feel like Ieko Edding was picking off where people left off. You know, while he was getting into it, he researched it a little bit. He went into it, and then he got attacked immediately. He got attacked on me. I'll always remember because I used to watch his channel all the fucking time. He got attacked immediately. As soon as he said, I'm ready to fight these powers at B, wham! Murder case. Right in the hoo-ha. Right in the Hibberts. It was quick. A one done, wham bam, thank you ma'am. So I might not agree with everything like JD and them do, but you know, I respect it. You know, I think it's needed. You know, because more people need to be aware of these things. More people need to be aware of these things. More people need to realize that these things are real. That these things are actually happening. I mean, it's like, you know, some of these guys talk about like rape and pedophilia and shit all the fucking time. I can't do that. I do it, but I can't really do that. I do it, but it's dangerous. Like if I do that every fucking day, I'm gonna get killed. I'm gonna get murdered, bro. Like if I do that every day, I'm gonna get murdered, bro. End of story. I mean, sure, I can defend myself and shit like that, but bro, like I'm alone versus entire countries. Like I'm by myself versus entire countries, bro. Like entire cities, like the hundreds of people at a time, bro. Like there's no, like I can get lucky here and there, but motherfucker, like one of these days, like one of these days, bro, one of these fucking days, like, and it's annoying, and it's not like, you know, and I don't like it, you know, I don't like it. It's not that the danger scares me. I'm not afraid of danger, obviously, or else I wouldn't have a channel that talks about that shit all the fucking time. But you know, it's still fucked up shit, you know. Like I walk at night, right? Like I walk at night. I haven't walked at night in a minute, you know. But I walk at night. You know, I go buy my cigarettes. There's nobody in, you know, there's no gang stalkers. There's no kids. There's no kids, there's no gang stalkers, just me, about me, myself, and I, bro. It feels good, right? And fresh air, silence. But the thing is, you know, when I do videos like that, guess who show up? You know, guess who shows up? These guys. You know, like shit is dangerous. They show up and they do their thing, but I'm a child of the night, so I'm comfortable at night. You know, so you know, I'm not, you know, like the night doesn't affect my fear factor. To me, the night is like the day. So if you attack me at night, you're gonna have the same energy. You're gonna have to fight the same energy that somebody that you attack during the day. Right, like the night does not. It's my friend. So that gets me out of a lot of nasty situations. It gets me out of a lot of nasty situations, man. So um, so yeah, man. I don't know, but like, there is some weird things. I did notice some weird things happening over there. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but I did notice a couple weird, not a lot. There's a couple things that were kind of like some weird coincidences. You know, um, and I hope that they are just coincidences. Because those people have a chance to do something powerful, not just something right. They have a chance to do something very powerful. And I would take that opportunity if I was them. If I was those guys, I would take that opportunity. I would totally stop fucking around and take that opportunity and do the shit. Cause it's this old targeted thing, and that's petty small shit. That's like, I'm a corrupt official and I want to keep stealing money. That's little boy shit, man. That's little boy shit, bro. Like, this, who fucking cares? Like, I'm a go run and tell mommy that you're picking on me, so mommy's gonna put you in your place and shit and garbage. Bullshit like that. That's petty little boy shit, man. Like, you're fucking with gods. You want to be a living god. You're fucking with gods. Gods are fucking with you, and you want to be a living god. You fucking do that shit, man. Like, fuck all that. That shit's for real. That's some real shit. That's way more powerful than running along and go seeing daddy and mommy talking about, that guy pushed me. Now, mommy, protect me, mommy. That's some garbage ass shit, bro. Some little boy garbage ass shit, man. Like, because like I said, I don't think I'm the only one that can do this. I just talk like I'm the only one that can do this. And it's also I do it to motivate people a little bit. Because sometimes, you might tell somebody, oh yeah, you can do it, and it's like, people like, whatever. But it's when you tell them, oh, you can't do it, man, you can't, you're not good enough, and then the person like, oh yeah, well, that's when they get motivated and shit. And sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes there's some people that are like too depressed, and you're gonna tell them that shit and they be like, oh, you're right. And so, and yeah, there's a part of me that do believe that I'm number one, and I'm gonna be number one for a very long time, unfortunately. And I do say that with a lot of regret, you know, because this wasn't the point. I don't think that's what Spirit wanted. Spirit still have hope. And I hate the fact that they had hope, because like I said, I don't really like humans that much. I think humans are ass sometimes. But they still have hope in humanity. They still have hope in humanity. They still believe that they can get this done. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just that they have to do this. Like, it's just something that needs to happen. And I get irate about it, because sometimes I feel like, like they're trying to give gifts. They're trying to give gifts. They're trying to give like knowledge and gifts and things. And I don't feel like people deserve it. And it's not about deserving things either. But that's just how I feel. Because it's just how I feel, It's just, sometimes I feel Spirit be trying too hard, bro. Like, feel like Spirit's trying too hard, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Like, this seems pretty, like, this is pretty desperate. This seems pretty desperate activity, bro. Because the Spirit, like, I talk like this, but the Spirit could drop me if I go too far. Spirit could drop me like a bag of potatoes. And that pisses me off because they're gonna drop me like a bag of potatoes for nothing. Yeah, you know, it's not even worth it. You know, so like, and they'll do it. They will fucking do it. If I go too far, they'll fucking do it. They will drop me like a bag of potatoes, and it is what it is. To help your ass out. So like, and I'm seeing them do these things. I'm seeing them like trying. Like, I'm like, bro, like, like, bro, man, like. Anyways, so I mean, this is I feel like this is a very bad time. Like, whether I like it or not, this is the age of karma. Like I just heard, is the age of karma, and you know, families will be battling families and stuff like that. Shit they said in the Bible is facts. Like that's what's going on. Like that's just facts. Like the end time shit that they were talking about, that shit's going on right now, man. You got dudes fighting girls on TV, bro. You got dude versus girl matches, fucking transgender being female champions, you know, dudes being female champion in sports, bro. All kinds of shit, bro. Lying, massive amount of lie, fucking Ryan Garcia, liars. You know, Ryan Garcia, bro, the liar of all liars, bro. The guy, you know, and people just banding up with the liars and the nonsensical shit. I mean, this was predicted. This is actually in the Bible. It is. All the shit that we're seeing right now was actually predicted. It's in the Bible. As much as I hate to say it, all this shit is facts, and it's happening. But the thing is, I don't think that's what Spirit want. I don't want an apocalypse. I don't believe in the apocalypse. I do believe somebody's making a very great effort to make the apocalypse happen. And I do believe that even these things might have been predicted in the Bible, but I think these things were predicted in the Bible because it was planned out to happen that way by humans, not by gods. I think the gods are trying to not let that happen, and it might happen anyways. And it is not the gods' duty to make that prediction. Their duty, if they have a duty at all, is to try as best as they possibly can to divert that from happening, which is not an easy thing to do with all the disinterested, low quality people and just ignorance and hatred and cruelty that is rampant. At the end of the day, if it does happen, which I do believe that it will, it is not Spirit's fault. It's not because Lucifer or Thor or Odin wanted it to happen, because they're trying to make it not happen. What is a god without a follower? Why would he want you dead? He needs you alive. He needs you alive way more than he needs you dead. Even Lucifer needs people to be alive. Even if Lucifer was the evil of all evil, he still needs you alive for you to commit evil. So, you know, so nobody's for the apocalypse. Nobody wants that to happen, but it feels like it is happening. Because all those predictions are facts. Straight up facts. So, you know, we have a lot of issues to deal with. Innocent people going to jail. You know, they threw me in jail. You know, threw me in the hospital, make me look crazy. I saw a bunch of fake doctors, a bunch of fake psychiatrists. The hospitals are being run over by the Illuminati too. There's a severe Illuminati infestation in the healthcare system, and it's really atrocious. And they're ruining the place like there's no tomorrow. Pandemics, and the list goes on. And the list goes fucking on and on. So no, I don't believe that right now is a great time to go on autopilot. I don't believe it's a good time to be on autopilot. I don't believe either that it's a good time for alleged good guys to be pointing the finger at the other. I think it would be a better idea if the alleged good guys could learn from each other, because I did. You know, people call me a pacifist, but I've been fighting physically my whole fucking life, even recently. So I understand violence. I'm like, you know, and people underestimate my magic, but there's nobody more powerful than me. And that's just facts. That's just facts. It's just facts. I'm that powerful. And even the people that you know that that's true. The people that are in magic, that practice magic, know that that's true. I'm that damn powerful. I'm insane. And I might not delve into conspiracy theories all the time, but I'm a walking conspiracy theory. And I don't act like an intellectual all the time either. But there's a lot of good things to learn being an intellectual. There's nothing wrong with that. That is for fucking sure. But I think everybody needs to open a little bit of space in their minds for everything else, so they can be well-rounded. Because at the end of the day, when I was being targeted and not practicing magic, I could still decipher what was real and what was not, because I was in real fucking situations. Because I was a fighter. So I know how humans act. So because I know how humans act, I was able to decipher that this is fake. Nobody acts like that. Because I've been in the real world, right? The real world, right? People don't act like that in the real world. That's not how shit starts in the real world. That's not how shit happens in the real world. And then I was able to understand what was going on because of my conspiracy theory side. I started researching. Then I was able to have discernment because of my intellectual side. So I didn't believe all the conspiracies, but a good chunk of them. And then I took all that discernment that I got from, getting my face kicked in for half of my life and delving into conspiracies and having a head over my shoulders. Then I was able to undertake magic. that was more capable of creating things that I wanted to happen instead of things that I didn't want to happen. So it's all, it's all it's all relative. Everything is relative. The laws of relativity, man. There is such a thing as a magnetic pole. Gravity does exist. It's very potent and very powerful. And when you know how to use gravity, you can do a lot of magic. There's a lot of magic in gravity, man. Gravity is unnatural. It's not natural. There's no gravity on the moon or Mars. It's only on Earth. Gravity is supernatural, bruh. There's no gravity in space, which is all around us. We're the only planet with gravity. Well, not the only planet with gravity, but our gravity is pretty strong. Yeah, I think Saturn has a bigger magnetic pole. I'm not sure. It might be Jupiter. Anyway, one of those planets. One of those planets. Um, so I don't know, man. Um, all these words I just said could prove useful or not. Depends on the person. Um, it depends on the person, and no, I do talk about, like, I'm not doing this out of jealousy or anything in that matter, or just to be a dick, But I have noticed a couple things, here and there with the bald thing and stuff, but I don't know. I just, like I said, man, I think they're doing more of a service than a disservice. If they're capable of unlocking minds, I mean, like, who am I to stop them? At the end of the day, because even if they're doing something negative, the person's mind is unlocked. So it's just a matter of time before the person realizes that, okay, this is fishy. I'm gonna just go over here and practice my own shit. I know what they said is true, but I guess I'm not gonna get all of the information there, so I'm gonna just go somewhere else and find the information. So it is what it is. That's the same way I see it with Till Swan or Abraham Hicks or any one of these people. I feel like it's a good primer. It's a good primer to get into some shit, and then you have to, like, follow your own path. At some point, you have to figure it out. You have to figure it out at some point, Or you could come see me, and you could get everything on the silver platter. But in any case, I think it's I like their platform. I like their platform. I think it's a good platform. I think it's a good platform, dude. They did some cool shit. There's some cool shit that they did with the Satanya and things like that's pretty dope. Um, I could do some stuff like that, but it won't be as professional as they made it. Um, not by myself. Uh, and I do have some things that are going to come out eventually that are like that a little bit. But the thing is, that's the thing. I feel like that's another thing. I feel like they have the monopole on the subject. I feel like they have the entire space of that particular subject, because not, like I said before, Satanists don't have real Satanists and real Luciferians don't have YouTube channels. They just sit home and they paint. They mind their own business. And the pain, and I would mind my own business too. I'm a mind my own business kind of person. But if I mind my own business, then I'm gonna get attacked because they're gonna think that I'm a fucking pussy and shit like that, and and then so now I have to say some shit, which they do regret, which I do make them regret on a consistent basis. But it's but at the same time, like, that's the thing. These guys are relentless. Like, it's a relentless, as stupid as they seem and as petty as they seem, and as much as they act like babies, they actually are a very relentless enemy. Like, they are relentless, and you have to understand, like, the Illuminati trains these people to be relentless. Like, they're trained as children to be like obsessive, relentless. They never stop. They always go. They always go. They always go. They always go. So you have to understand, like, you're facing an enemy that will not stop ever. They're trained not to stop, no matter what. One leg cut off, they still keep going. One arm cut off, they still keep going. They're just gonna keep coming at you and keep coming at you and keep coming at you. So as stupid and ridiculous as they might look from time to time, they need to be taken seriously, because they're never going to stop, no matter what, until they are completely and utterly incapacitated. They will not stop. And that's a thing that you should know, because you might not be aware of that. But I know this because of my conspiracy theorist aspect. Tappa, tappa, tappa. They train these people to be like that. They train these people to be relentless. They always on go mode. So they're always going to keep attacking you, no matter what. And they'll take hits. They're going to take hits. They're going to take major hits, and they're going to roll with the punches. And mind you, you might hit somebody here and there, but those people that you're hitting are cannon fodder to whoever is controlling these people. They're cannon fodder. And even the people that are controlling these people sometimes take hits. Nobody's untouchable. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to say anything, or I don't want to say what I would really like to say. But I will say this. I think this whole autopilot shit that people got going on needs to stop, because you do have the power to make a difference. You do have the power to make a difference, and you have to realize that you're the one, which you do, and that's the reason why I don't like you. Because you do know that you have the power to make a difference. You just choose not to. You choose not to. And maybe the reason why you choose not to might be a good reason. It might be a good reason. It might be out of fear. It's mostly probably out of fear. But you know. You know you do. Because quite frankly, look at me, right? I'm skin and bones. And I'm capable of doing really fucked up shit. Shit that nobody else would do. So You can make a difference. You can make a difference. It's not, if I can dethrone the English Empire, that means something. It means something. That means a lot. And I'm happy that Lucifer confirmed this for me, because that means he's also saying the same thing. And I'm not surprised that Lucifer says that, because he's the first one to have stated that notion. As a matter of fact, that's why God allegedly don't like him, because he keeps trying to make humans into gods. I keep trying to do the same fucking thing. I'm persecuted and he's persecuted. I know how to make gods. I am a deus ex machina. Like, I've studied, I know how. Like, I know how. Like, I literally know how. Like, I can do it with anybody. I can make anybody into a god. Anyone. But nobody wants to be a god. Or it feels like nobody wants to be a god. Or people don't have the patience to become a god. And like I said, I'm happy he did that, because at the end of the day, the moral of the story is, if I can do it, you can do it too. And that's another thing that my videos are about. My videos are all about, if I can do it, you can do it. I mean, never mind my recent sprouts of arrogance, if you dare to call it that way. At the end of the day, I'm talking about myself, but it's also, I'm also talking about you. And yeah, I mean, okay, I'll admit it. I mean, of course, the gods want me to take myself a little bit more seriously, and they're like, no, fuck that shit, talk your shit. They're like, talk your shit, and that's fine, and I'm okay with that. But now I'm okay with that, but I'm only okay with that because of all the failures that I had in the past. That's the only reason why I'm okay with saying that shit right now, because I tried putting the information out there. I tried reaching out to people. I have a catalog of carnage, if I do say so myself, that proves that the steps work. And so far, it mostly all has been rejected. So right now, I have to. I'm the gods. The spirit is at a point where they're like, well, fuck that shit. Just just be yourself. Fuck it. Because it's not like you didn't show them anything. It's not like you didn't do nothing. It's not like you didn't show them nothing. You didn't say nothing. You said the shit. You showed the shit. You did everything. So fuck it. I mean, y'all guys remember, I don't know if I said this in my last video, but last year I was talking about, I kept saying that one of my AKA was Freezer. I don't know if you guys watch Dragon Ball, but there's a new series of Dragon Ball. There's Dragon Ball Super. And a few days or a few weeks after me, it was a few months, I kept repeating about Freezer, And then there was Black Freezer that came out. And Freezer was dead at the time. At the time that I was saying that shit, I'm Freezer. Like, Freezer was dead in the show. They brung him back, but black. That's another confirmation. That's vibrational work. It's a magnetic field. But it also means that, yeah, I'm badass. I'm that powerful. but you can do it too. I still believe, I wouldn't do these videos. Like, what would be the point of me making thousands of videos? At least 1,000, over 1,000 video, 1 hour each, to tell you something that you can't do. That would be insane. A complete insanity. That means I'm fucking crazy. That's what you know, if somebody does that, he probably has some fucking issues, you know? Like, so I wouldn't waste my time like that, making multiple videos, super long explanatory fucking videos about how to do this shit the right way, showing you that it works, risking my neck, risking my life, backing up strangers, being here for you. If this shit was not doable by anybody else, doesn't make no damn sense. I would have gotten wrecked a long time ago. I would have gotten wrecked. I wouldn't even have lasted this long. It's been 3 years. I have 3 years worth of videos. Insane. I have 200. I watched this guy. He's a good guy. But dude has 95 videos. He has 100K subscribers. There's 100K subscribers. 95 videos. I have over 1,000. I got 264. That's also confirmation. There's no way that there's a problem with my fucking videos. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. Yeah, sometimes I get mad and I talk shit. Everybody does. Everybody got their bad periods. But apart from that, there's nothing wrong with my fucking videos, man. 1,000? Over 1,000? And all I have is 264 subscribers. No Discord channel. No chats. No lives. Something's wrong here, man. Like, something's wrong with here. Even if my videos were bad, with these much videos and this much explanation, I would still have subscribers, even if the videos was bad. And they're not. They're mind blowing. My videos are mind blowing, dude. And the only reason why you don't think my videos are mind blowing is because you don't follow the same kind of ideal about life or reality. And even then, I still think I do a pretty good job to try to convince people of the spiritual aspect of life. Because I do try to stay grounded. It's not like I go off on a tangent on the gods this and the. No, I correlate, as above, so below. As below, so above. And I really like as below, so above. And I'm surprised. I was listening to the Kybalion the other day. And I feel like that's where I took a lot of my notions. Because I read that a long time ago. And, so. And it's not even in the Kybalion that says that. It's in the Emerald Tablets. The Emerald Tablets does mention as a below, so above. Like, they don't say as above, so below. Like, they say that, but they also put in the notion as below, so above. And I feel like people have a lot of difficulty accepting as below, so above. Out of fear, also. They don't want to be responsible. People don't want to be responsible for themselves. And that's why the Illuminati is winning. That's why nobody helps you and you feel like you're being targeted. That's why we have garbage pop culture media, because people do not want to be responsible for themselves, and especially not the corrupted people. Corrupted people don't want to be responsible for themselves. If they knew that they had to be responsible for themselves, they probably wouldn't be doing the things that they're doing. Because when you're responsible for yourself, you understand that you're everybody's dad and you're everybody's mom. You're not just your son's mom, you're everybody's mom. You're not just your son's dad, you're everybody's dad. Like, even the adults. Like, like, so depending on who we're talking about, obviously. And the world is your oyster. I feel like some evil deeds, I'm not saying evil will never exist, because ambition is evil at the end of the day. Ambition has malicious intent. I have malicious intent. I'm ambitious. Right? I'm ambitious, so I have malicious intent. At the end of the day, somewhere, someone's going to get hurt. Somebody's gonna get hurt, because I'm gonna get to the finish line, and anybody that's in my way will be destroyed. So somebody's gonna get hurt, and I'm okay with that. The world is not okay with that, though, but I'm okay with it, and I'm okay with it because I've seen worse. At least I'm trying to get something that's helpful. Like, I've seen people have malicious intent for no reason. There's a lot of people that have malicious intent for jack fucking squat reason. Like the Illuminati. The Illuminati don't have a reason to be evil. They just are. So I'm not gonna shy away from using that same malicious intent in order to get what I want, which is success. And I'm not saying I'm gonna go out of my way to be malicious, but if somebody does get in the way of what I'm doing, there's a high probability that I will become malicious. There's a 99.9% chance. And that's okay. But like I said, and it is okay. I mean, people have to die. Everybody has to die one day. And it's a good way to die. Dying in battle. There's no shame in dying in battle. Like, you tried, you fought valiantly, you perished. Shit happens. You're a great person. I hope you have a good time. So, but like I said, so evil, I don't think that kind of evil that they're committing, I don't believe like they would be doing it if they knew what they were doing. Like, I don't think they would do it if they knew what, or maybe they would. Because at the end of the day, there's a little voice in your head that tells you these things. There's a little voice in your head that tells you like this is not such a great idea. Like this might not be such a great idea, bro. You might want to, but people do shit anyways. So I don't want to sound biblical and be like, forgive them for they know not what they do, because that's bullshit. I would say forgive them because they know what they're doing, which would show a lot more, which I believe would show a lot more understanding and love than to forgive someone for not knowing. Because when somebody doesn't know, I'm pissed. When somebody doesn't know something, I am peed off. Like, how can you not know? And then I'm going to do my hardest. I'm going to try my hardest to make you know. Because you got to know. But when you do know, and you do believe in turning the other cheek, and that your ultimate love, and you got to forgive him too, even though he knows. Of course, that's not necessarily how I live my life. But I do believe if that phrase was changed into forgive them to know because they know what they do, I feel like that would be more honest. And it kind of, no offense, no pun intended, no offense meant, but it kind of shows me the state. When I hear that phrase, it lets me know everything I need to know about religion. You can hear the hypocrisy in that phrase. You can hear the simplicity, the conventional conformity of that phrase. That line should have been changed. Like if it should have been changed. Even if it was evil. Even if the Bible was evil. They should have changed that line for forgive them for they know what they do. Because it leads you the wrong way. It leads you the wrong way. It makes you believe that people are good. It makes you believe that people might have a heart, which they don't. Because people know what's going on. And sorry for my negativity here, man. I just saw, I tried to watch Mad Max Furiosa. I know I keep getting excited for these fucking movies. I don't know fucking why. I don't know what the fuck my problem is, man. Like, I thought it was gonna be good, bruh. It's Mad Max. I've never seen the bad Max, man. Even the last Mad Max movies wasn't that bad. Shit, this movie was way worse. Fuck Chris Hemsworth, by the way. That guy sucks. He's ass. And I say this because I used to like him. I used to like Chris Hemsworth, man. Chris Hemsworth was one of those guys. I was like, man, I really hope he's not a fucking pedophile, man. This is one of these guys who was like, man, I really fucking hope he's not I was like, almost praying, like, yo, please tell me this guy's not a pedo. Please tell me this guy's not a pedo. And I had to say it, but Mass Fury Road was disgusting. I tried to watch it. I'm gonna try again, but it's fucking disturbing. The little girl has a fucking BDSM fucking deep throat fucking gag on, bro. Like, she's like 12. I'm gonna try to pass over. I'm gonna try to not be sensitive. I'm gonna try not to be sensitive and watch it. I don't know, because it's Mad Max, but I don't know, that shit's disgusting. That's too far. And nobody said nothing. And nobody's saying nothing. I mean, shit. Pretty much the reason why nobody said nothing is probably because nobody saw it. I don't know when the movie came out. I don't know if it just came out I think it came out a couple weeks ago. It's been out for a minute, hasn't it? I don't know. I'm not sure. I ain't gonna lie. But I don't know. This is a fucking outrage. No, it's been out for a couple months, man. It's been out for at least a month now, bro. It's a fucking outrage. Disgusting. And you're watching these fucking movie critics, these bullshit fucking jackass fucking movie critics, and they're all the fucking movies are great. Like, all the fucking movies are great. There's no pedophilia. There's no in your face blatant pedophilia. None of those fucking movies. All the fucking movies are great. There's no blatant disrespect of the historical value of the iconic character right in your fucking face. No, all the movies are great. Yeah, there's no blatant errors that you can't miss in fucking movies nowadays. No, all the movies are great. They're all great. All the movies are great. Dune was great. Dune was awesome. It was great. It was just great. It was great. Like, all the critics, great. No, it wasn't. It was ass. Dune was ass. It was boring. It was stupid, lame, and boring. It was ass. The 1970s version was 100 bajillion times better. And I can't believe, I'm sorry, bro. I'm taking this fucking personal. Okay? But black people are not interested in cinematography. So if I'm interested into cinematography, it's because of white people. So I take it as a very high offense. I am very offended by white people saying that the 1970s version, the 1980s version of Dune was trash. Because on a cinematographic level, when you're watching that movie, whoever made that movie did a lot of good things in there. And that fucking actor that's in that movie, that guy is fucking epic. The guy that plays Paul Atreides, that guy is fucking awesome. He might be a pedo. I don't know. I'm not sure. He might not be. But still, as a person that doesn't know if that guy's a pedo or not, that guy is awesome. And you know that he implemented some of his ideas in the movie because he does that shit all the time. This guy, he likes anime. How did you miss that shit? How could you be like a fucking anime fan, a fucking movie fan, a fucking gaming fan, a fucking streamer, top notch, son of a gun, and be like the 1980s version of Dune was trash? No, this version is garbage. This version is complete garbage. Mind you, I'm not saying the actors did a bad job. There was some pretty funny shit in there. And the Paul that they chose is fine. But the premise was trash. And Furiosa is trash. And Late Night with the Devil is also trash. And there's a lot of fucking trash everywhere. and no one talks about it. And everything is fucking great. Everything is fucking beautiful. Everything is fucking flowers and dandelions. No, it's not. It's garbage. It was trash. It was boring. Like, the fuck out of here. Like, it's like Dune is 3 fucking movies, by the way. So you can't. It's 3 movies of nothing. 2 movies, sorry, not 3. The 2 movies of nothing going on. The first movie is just him in the fucking desert. The first Dune is 1 fucking movie. And that's all you need. That's all he needed. He just needed 1 fucking movie. These guys made 2 movies and this shit is still bad. And it's not like they showed something more than the last movie. No, it was just stretched out sauce. It's the same fucking movie, but separated in 2. Like, what? Anyways, And this fucking BDSM little girl with the fucking mouth BDSM shit. Like, bro, really? Are you fucking serious? And fucking Chris Hemsworth sitting there fucking enjoying the shit, touching the little girl's face and shit. He's like really going at it. He's like possessed by the demon of pedophilia. He's like... He's like possessed by the spirit of pedophilia or something. So he's really fucking in it. He's really going at it. Fuck off. Like, I don't know. You know, like, that's all I have to say, bro. That's all I can say, man. Just fuck off. Like, you know, like, this is... Like, there's nothing else. What else am I supposed to say? You know, like, that's just... It's crazy shit. It's crazy shit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. These fucking movie critics that sit there and, oh, it's great. It's the greatest movie. Man, I was excited about the fucking movie. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't learn. I don't know why it has to happen 3 million times. I don't fucking learn. I don't fucking learn. I just don't. I don't learn. That's what the problem is. I don't learn. I'm slow. I'm slow, bro. I had hopes. I had hopes. I didn't want to have hope, but it's Mad Max. You know, like, I haven't seen anything wrong with Mad Max in a long ass time. I mean, yeah, there was some little girls in the old movie, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't, you know, they didn't have fucking ball gags on. They have like fucking mouth access BDSM guards on their fucking face. You know, like, what the fuck? The shit was that, man. And they kept her there too. That's the whack ass. That's what's worse about the fucking movie. That like, you think I watched 5 minutes of it. I couldn't stand it. I wanted to watch. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to plow through the fucking, you know, face mask that she had on, bro. I couldn't do it. Like, I spent 5-10 minutes. I was like, I'm done. And because I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, first of all, the movie's not about the little girl, but she sits there and she's like part of the fucking story for a good ass fucking time. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, oh, well, she's gonna grow up and you know, whatever. But she doesn't. She doesn't grow up. She just sits there being molested by a bunch of fucking adults for like 20 minutes straight. I don't know. And you know what's worse about it? Everybody's gonna love it. That's what's worse. The worst part is everybody's gonna fucking love it. Everybody's gonna come out the fucking movie or the fucking face stuffed with popcorn and goddamn butter and shit and fucking Coke and be like, oh yeah, man, this movie was great. I'm fucking tired of this shit, bro. Like, bro, I'm tired of this, bro. Like, I'm tired of this. So, anyways, man, this video is too damn goddamn long. Like I said, man, you might take some of the things I said offensive. Didn't really mean to, but I understand if you do. In any which case, I do hope that one day there's a spark that lights up in your head or in your heart, wherever that spark is supposed to light. I'm not fucking sure. And it brings you to the light. Pun intended. I hope it brings you to the light, man. I hope you know. I hope you wake up. I hope something inside you wakes up, bro. Because, you know, I don't know. Shit is fucked up, man. Shit is fucked up. I mean, like I can't say like and like I said with the whole bald thing. Um, yeah, this is some weird shit. This is some weird shit. I ain't gonna lie. This some weird shit. But like I said, I don't want to. Like I'm not these guys. I'm not JD's enemy. I don't believe even if he sees me as an enemy, I don't really see him as an enemy. I don't see him as an enemy. I don't even see J.S. Garrett as an enemy. I don't see Garrett as an enemy. I don't see I'll say this though. I get uncomfortable when I watch Behemoth X's stuff. And I don't know why. I have no idea. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. Because that's why I don't really, but I don't have a problem with him. I actually hope he does more things. But me personally, like per se, but like I said, I don't know. Like I do have this kind of, it kind of, it's like it's not for me kind of thing. I don't know what's going on there, but I do have yeah, I don't want to say an allergic reaction. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's an allergic reaction per se. But I don't know. Maybe it's just the spirit that he works with doesn't like me, or I don't like it. I'm not sure. Well, I'm not a big fan of Baal. And I know these guys are fans of Baal. But the thing is, I can repeat that Baal is actually the Archangel Michael as much as I want, but they do work with angels. Like they do work with angels. Like I don't think they hide it either. Um, I don't think that's big news. I don't think I'm saying something that's like extravagant. Um, So yeah, like me saying Baal is actually Michael is not gonna make a lick of a difference to them because they work with angels any fucking way. I don't. I don't want to meet or speak to an angel for the rest of my life, if that's even possible. Like I had enough angel activity in my life. Thank you, sir. But I will take a very big rain check on that. Yeah. So I don't, I used to see angels though. I used to see angels. Angels usually, like when you see an angel in real life, they look like Middle Eastern people. They look like Arabs. The angels I see anyway, they look like Arabs. I've never spoken to one of them. I've seen apparitions, but I've never spoken to an actual angel. But I have seen them in corporal form, and they usually look like people of Mid-Eastern descent. And there's no there's no sneak this there. There's no. It's just they just look like that. I just wanted to say that. If anybody's interested, or if anybody would like to talk about that. I don't necessarily. I have a very negative point of view on these things nowadays. So I might not be the best person to talk to. But if I have to say, because it's not like I used to be a Christian, so I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm not gonna act like And I had put as much effort I put into this demonology thing. I put as much effort, even more effort, being a Christian. So I was a high level Christian. I was a I was a high level Christian. So I've seen some shit. But no, I don't. I don't want to meet. I haven't seen an angel in a very long time, and that's fine. And I think that's great. And I hope I can wash off all of this Christianity away from me as much as I can, because it does affect you. You know, it does affect you. It does affect you, and they challenge you, and they challenge you. They challenge your ideals, and it makes you doubt yourself. They challenge your ideals and it makes you doubt yourself. It's not like because I keep saying it, but I'm a high level, because the level I'm at is not impossible to reach. Okay, that's why I keep fucking acting like you know, like, that's why I keep talking like that. So, you know, I'm pretty high level, you know, because it exists. At least you know it exists. Like, some people don't even know that this. Some people are not even. Some people are not even aware that we are having this conversation at this precise moment. Like, forget about magic. They don't like. So anyway, so there's levels to shit, man, regardless. So, you know, anyway, so on my level, I guess they don't really try to convert me, but they will challenge my idea. Like, they'll like make fun, not make fun, but they'll challenge it, like, just to see, like, you know, because I can't be converted at this point. Like, you did too much. When you do too much to somebody, when you put somebody to too much pain and suffering, then, you know, at some point you can't really ask him shit. You can't, you know, you can't be like, oh yeah, come back. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, like on site, my nigga. Like, you know, on site, bro. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, go to hell. You know, like, that's just never gonna happen. But they do challenge your ideals, though. You know, they will be like, oh, you know, because I hear like recently, I hear the word disgusting a lot. I hear the word disgusting. Like, everything I do is disgusting. You know, I don't believe that it is. And it's my responsibility not to believe that it is. You know, because they're not doing that to convert me. They're doing that so I can lose the power of that precise activity or that precise notion. Because when you doubt yourself, that's when stuff stop working. So it does attach. It is attached to you, you know, regardless. Even if, like, let's like, I don't think demons are gonna attach to you. Like, if you choose to go to Christianity, they're just fucking. They'll turn their backs. They'll turn their backs on you and just fucking leave. From my experience, anyway. Like, I never had a demon attach itself to me. Right, but I've seen demons turn their backs to me a lot. Like, that happens a lot. So, you know, so that's another notion, a preconceived notion that people are super into, the fact that, oh, demons will attach themselves and never leave, and blah. Bro, you'd be so lucky. You would be so lucky. Demons don't stay, dude. Even when you tell them to stay, they don't stay. Because they got shit to do. They're important people. They're important people. They got important things to do, and they ain't got time to joke around, because, you know, they're fighting this battle. You know, like, Lucifer is not with the Illuminati. As a matter of fact, the Illuminati is trying to slander and ruin Lucifer's name. So he got shit to do. And he's, you know, there's that stupid cage. That stupid invisible cage that they build around him, and all kinds of shit. So they're a bit busy, you know. And yes, sometimes I do get angry at Lucifer. You know, I'm not infallible. I'm not perfect. Because he's so powerful. Sometimes, like, oh, why don't you just, you know, Thanos the shit out of him and shit. You know, like, fucking, like, you know, like, boy, you know. And I'm aware. I know that the Illuminati is the reasons why things are always fucked up all the fucking time, and but I don't know. Nobody's perfect, so and I do, and I can I guess I'm a little bit childish sometimes. I guess sometimes I'm a little bit childish, and I'm aware that I'm a little bit childish, but I still feel like it's justified though. But but I know like it's not 100% his fault. If things are slow, if there's a hindrance or interruption, I know it's the Illuminati, they're making things hard and stuff like that. And they will help. Like, if you're getting attacked by the Illuminati, demons will help. Shit, man. I remember like when I first started working with Clonic, man, I was being gang stalked and shit. And I was gonna do a ritual with Clonic. And I was doing the whole thing. I was like, preparing myself. I didn't talk for like, I was trying to shut up for like a whole week and shit. And I wasn't like, I was supposed to shut up for 3 days and all kinds of other shit. And I hadn't prepared, like I wasn't done preparing the ritual. And as I was sitting there, somebody told me some shit, some gang stalking shit, and he was like, "Fuck that, do the ritual." He was like, "Do the ritual right now." This like, and I'm like, "But I didn't. I'm not ready. The stuff." He's like, "Do the ritual right now." I'm like, okay, I did the ritual, and so they help. They help. They help, man. Sometimes I feel like sometimes I feel life is unfair. I feel life is unfair, and I do have doubts sometimes. I see incredible things, but I feel like sometimes the incredible things are kind of like a double-edged sword too. It's kind of like, well, what if I am being taken for a fool? Like what if all this grandioseness is just to make fun of me or somehow, some way or some shit, because everybody else does. Like I wouldn't be surprised, like. So, anyways, man, and Lucifer like helped me a lot, even when I was in the hospital. Like when I was in the hospital, there was Illuminati witches in there. I think somebody did voodoo too, because there was a voodoo spirit and a bunch of Illuminati people there. I don't know if that was a coincidence or it was just by chance that those two things collided together. But there was a voodoo spirit there. There was a person possessed by a voodoo spirit that was there. And then there was a bunch of other Illuminati witches doing weird shit. So, and Lucifer protected me a lot during the hospital time because they were trying to do some shit. They were trying to do some weird shit. And they were trying to get me to be homeless. They were trying to, like, a whole bunch of shit, right? Because I didn't want to come back here. When I went to the hospital, I didn't want to come back here because it's the people that live here that put me there. And it was a whole setup. So I didn't want to come back here. I actually wanted to go find an apartment and, live by myself and shit. And they were like trying to kick me out before it was time. And they locked me up for 24 hours. I was like in a hole. I was like in a hole for 24 hours. And then they changed me in a place where I couldn't go outside at all. I couldn't go outside at all. I nothing. Couldn't go out for a cigarette, so I had to chew Nicorette gums like a Mack truck. So I was stuck in a wing where I couldn't, I was kind of like fucking. Well, there's a guy that was fucking with me, so I was kind of like, bro, like. So after that, they stuck me in the wing where I couldn't go nowhere. And they put me in the whole You know, it was fucking with me mentally. All kinds of shit. It was antagonizing me and stuff like that. It was crazy, man. Trying to get me, trying to kick me out. You know, like all kinds of shit, bro. So I ended up coming back here because they was gonna kick me out any fucking ways. And even coming back here was kind of tough because it was kind of hard because there was like police. I had like conditions. I had to agree to certain conditions and shit like that. Anyway, it was fucking weird, dude. It was fucking weird, dude. So yeah, no, I'm not that stupid. It's not like it's not necessarily that I didn't want to come back here, bro. Like and so and Lucifer actually helped me against the Illuminati, against these people, more against the Illuminati than the voodoo spirit that was there. It was Freda was there for some fucking reason. I don't know why. I don't get it. Anyways, and I don't know what the fuck that was about, and so and then the Illuminati people, that was there, they were more like, he was actually more helpful against them. He was really adamant on them, because Freda wasn't actually necessarily giving me that much trouble, but she was a little bit annoying. But she got taken care of quicker and easier. But the Illuminati, they kept sending people one after the other, even when they removed them from the space. They kept like sending more people. So some really fucked up shit, man. So yeah, now demons can protect you, dude. But you still have to be careful. They can protect you. You still have to be careful. And yeah, the Illuminati fights against demons. The Illuminati fight against demons. One demon they don't like in particular is Beelzebub. They don't like Beelzebub. I guess they don't like Nergal either. I don't know if that's but nobody really fucks with Nergal that much. So I don't know if that's a coincidence or that's just, it is what it is. But they have their own demons that they use too, I think, also. But yeah, no, they will arrogantly fight against Lucifer, which they have been doing forever, since the beginning of time. And yeah, shit is fucked up, man. Everything's upside down. So anyways, this video is too damn long. I'm gonna stop it right here. I know you want some more, but I probably shouldn't even be doing videos right now. I don't fucking know, to be quite honest. Yeah, man. See you guys later. Peace out.